raised bed garden to get put. Oh, cool, Chuck. Chuck Zamzow. Matt's got 2 years. Hell yeah, Matt. We have no idea where Shane is.
We lost him.
He's here somewhere. But
Somewhere.
we should get this party started.
Let's get this party started.
All right, guys. Welcome to the Tuesday night Recover Out Loud meeting. I see Chad and Amy.
Chad and Amy, and I actually got to meet Chad and Amy in person.
Chad and Amy came by. They are actually the very, very, very first people to get the newest swag. You can see Amy holding it up in the.
There you go.
That's our crew neck sweatshirt, I believe. Which the website will be launched Thursday. Our new website with our new store. So that's very, very, very exciting for us. People will also be able to watch this entire meeting from the website. They won't have to go to YouTube anymore. So that'll be awesome. It'll also still be streamed on YouTube, but you won't have to go there.
It'll be like a one-stop shop so that it has all of the things Hopeaholics in one place. So that way, we're not trying to like YouTube, Instagram.
Well, welcome.
All over the place.
Yeah.
Welcome, Shane.
Did we say hi to everybody already?
Yep,
yeah,
we sure did.
You're
Wow.
late.
You're late.
Have we introduced Andrea?
Not yet.
Okay, so I'm not that late.
Not that late.
Again, guys, welcome. First and foremost, so I want to say a special shout out to the 3A group. Shout out to Joelle for promoting the Hopeaholics Recover Out Loud meeting.
Yes.
On the 3A meeting. We really, really appreciate it and welcome y'all to our meeting. The Recover Out Loud meeting is it's actually a movement. Recovering Out Loud for us is a movement. It's not a program, so continue doing what you do on a daily basis to stay sober. Whether that's the 12-step program, God therapy, whatever it is, we don't care, man. And we want to thank you guys all for being a part of the movement and being a part of this meeting. I like to remind everybody that the Hopeaholics podcast started because on 9/11 of 2022, I lost my son-in-law to fentanyl. My 21-year-old daughter found him dead in their bed, and it changed our lives forever. Through that tragedy, we decided to be the voice for the people that have lost their lives to the fentanyl crisis and to addiction, and to offer hope to people that are still out there suffering, and that's what this podcast is all about. So thank you for being a part of it, and thank you for being a part of our meeting.
Yeah, and our lives. Yeah,
Yes.
it's important.
Yep. Natalie, what do you got to say? You just typing away?
Wow, everyone bought their. I
Chatty
forgot
Natty
my
is-
computer
Chatty
at
Natty-
home.
Well,
I'm a
not-
bad boy.
Shut it up. I'm gonna need you to stop stepping on me all day long. I'm not having it. Not in the Recover Out Loud meeting.
Just so you guys know,
Sit your ass down.
this is what goes on here all day long.
Back in the day, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, back in the day.
Don't play with me.
No, I'm just saying. I didn't
have
say.
no problem. I'll
I'm
say
just
the
saying hi to
smack down
Chad.
right back.
I'm just saying, hey, Chad,
Exactly.
how are you?
I was just gonna say, Chatty Natty's in the.
This was the fucking 80s. You'd be in some serious trouble.
Well,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
He's the
You weren't even
controversial
alive
one.
in the 80s.
All right, let's
Okay,
get this
bye.
party started. We're enough chit chat between Shane and Natalie. They actually really do love each other, and Shane
we
is
do.
completely fucking around because Natalie will beat his ass any day
No,
of
that's
the week.
truth.
And that is a fact.
Can you imagine?
She
Yes.
wrestled in the WWE, and Shane did not.
I did not. I don't wrestle.
With no further ado, though, you guys, I'd really, really like to get our guest rolling.
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't actually break down the ground rules to you, but you have about 20 to 25 minutes. Joelle will put up a clock. At the 25-minute mark, you'll hear it go off. You don't have to take the whole 25 minutes, but you can. After that, then we open it up for everybody on the Zoom to share who wants to share. So tonight we have Andrea.
Yes.
I said it right?
You did.
Andrea, she's going to give us a little experience, strength, and hope tonight.
I am.
Yeah.
So you're up.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Andrea. I have a sobriety date of March 11th, 2021. Never in a million years did I ever think I was an alcoholic and that I had a problem and that I needed to come to Alcoholics Anonymous. I was raised by my mom, and my dad was absent. So for me, it was just normal. It was me, my mom, and my brother, and she was never really around. She worked a couple different jobs, and so my brother and I kind of fended for ourselves, and she guilt parented. So whatever we wanted or whatever we, said, she kind of went along with, and that's kind of how it went, my childhood. I remember in 6th grade, I had a friend who said, "Hey, let's go to the curb. You want to try something?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And I drank alcohol and I smoked weed for the first time on the curb in front of my elementary school. And it was, to me, I was like, this is freaking rad. Like, this made me feel like I didn't fit in the other category, because growing up, I felt in the other category. I didn't fit in with my family. I didn't fit in with my friends. I didn't fit in anywhere. And, fast forward a little bit, and I got into junior high, and I had another amazing friend say, "Hey, you want to go into the bathroom and try something else?" And, I thought it was really classy at that time, and I was doing lines of speed off the toilet seat. And I had no idea what it was. I had no idea what it could do to me. I just knew that when I did it, I liked the way that it made me feel. And so, at that time, my brother had been transferred to a school in Huntington Beach, and I just so happened to get kicked out of junior high. And so they sent me to Huntington Beach to go to school there. And when I walked into that school, the only thing I could remember was I went to school with a bunch of girls who had long blonde hair, blue eyes. They drove really cool cars. They just looked rich. And that was something I had no idea anything about. And I knew that I could either be really unkind or I could make them my friends, because I knew that their parents had alcohol and I knew that their parents had drugs in the house. So I made them my friends. And for the next 4 years of high school, that's what I did. I would hang out with these girls, and we would end up in the parents' medicine cabinets, and that's where I fell in love with pills. I didn't know what I was taking, but I just knew that when I was taking those pills, I was like floating. Like it didn't matter what was going on at my home life. It didn't matter that I felt like I didn't belong. It didn't matter that I felt like my mom didn't love me and that my brother mattered more than me. None of it mattered. And then I found the hymn in high school. And that was my first, I had my biological dad who wasn't around, and I saw a lot of chaos and dysfunction in my family. So to me, that was normal. So when I found this hymn, the lying, the cheating, the drinking, the physical, mental, all of that abuse was normal to me. I didn't know how to get out. I just thought it was okay and things would change, and they didn't. So I drank more, and I used pills, and anything you wanted to give me, I was going to try, because I had no consequences. At 15, I got a job. I started working. I would give my mom money, and she would leave me alone. She never told me not coming home or my grades bad. I had zero consequences because my mom was like, "Okay, you're handing me money. Everything is fine." So that continued. And, I barely graduated high school, and I got a job in the mortgage industry, and it was like everybody there drank and did cocaine at work. So it was normal. And I was like, this is freaking amazing. But that didn't last very long. And that's how my life continued to go on. I would drink and I would eat pills and I would go to parties and I would take whatever you had in your hand. And I never had the thought of like, what am I taking, or what is this going to do to me? It was just, I wanted to be numb all the time. I was miserable, and I just knew that when I was drunk or high, that all that pain went away. And fast forward a little bit more, and I went through a cycle of using men to get things that I wanted, and just using men as like another drug to feel numb. And I met a guy, and he was just a guy, but he was a drug dealer. So I was like, you are the one. And we didn't like each other at all whatsoever. And I ended up getting pregnant. And I found out at about 5 months pregnant. And I couldn't stay sober. And I didn't know how to be sober. I didn't even know that being sober was a thing. Like, I knew to drink and use, and that was normal. So I did it. You know, I had my son, and I thought that maybe I could try this thing out, right? Like, maybe if I had my son, I wouldn't want to go out, and that's the complete opposite. His grandmother gave me no consequences, and I basically handed my son over to her and said, you know, you take care of him, and I'll just live here and pop in and, you know, kind of parent when I can. And I couldn't parent. I couldn't get him to school. I couldn't, you know, show up to his sports sober. I was the mom that showed up and I was always drunk, and teaching the other moms, like, well, if you just get a Starbucks cup and you put the alcohol in the Starbucks cup, no one's going to know. And, like, that was that mom. And I did that for a really long time. And, you know, I eventually left his dad and, you know, went out and started doing my thing again. And, you know, my son did come with me, but I was dropping him off whenever I could. And when he was with me, I was drinking and driving. You know, I was eating handfuls of pills, and he had him in the car. And, you know, nobody, not a friend, not a family member, nobody at the school, nobody ever said, I think you have a problem. I think you need to go get help, you know? Like, I knew my dad was an alcoholic, and that's why he left, but I wasn't anything like him. I was better than him. And I really thought that I was a good mom. I really thought that I was, you know, had a job and I was, you know, doing all of the things right that I was supposed to be doing. And then, you know, fast forward a little bit further, and I met another him. And this time, you know, this him, it was, I don't want to say it was different, but it was different. When I met this him, you know, I knew I didn't like him. I knew he had an attitude problem. And I knew that he was an alcoholic and he was a drug addict, but I was better than him because I'd never been to jail. I'd never lost a car. I'd never lost my house. I'd never lost my son. Like, I didn't know what detox was or rehab. I didn't know what any of that was. So I had that mentality that I was like better than. And I acted like that for a really long time. And, you know, we were friends for about a good 10 years. And then we got into a relationship. And, you know, I swore that I wasn't going to be that girl, right? Like, okay, we can be in a relationship, but if this, or this happens, I'm out. And this, and this started to happen. You know, we were drinking. I was still eating handfuls of pills and smoking weed all day, every day. I don't think there was like solid days that we were sober. And I still had no consequences. I still had the same job. Nobody ever told me, hey, you know, drinking and driving isn't good. You're going to get a DUI, or, you know, nothing. And there was a situation where at my house, you know, I had one rule, and the rule was, you know, drugs can't come into our home. Mind you, I'm eating handfuls of pills. I'm smoking weed like crazy. Weed plants are growing in the backyard. Like, I was a complete shit show, hot mess. But these are my rules, and you have to follow them, right? It was such a control thing. And I had super expectations, and drugs came into my house, and my son got scared, and I wasn't in the right state of mind to be scared, or I was just angry. I was just angry, and he had to leave the house. And when that happened, I went into a complete spiral. Like, for the next 2 years, I was in a complete spiral where I got up and I was drunk. I was numb. I would go to bed. I don't even remember going to bed. I was drinking and driving. I was not coming home, and I still had zero consequences. Like, from nobody. Not the guy who saw me every day walking into the same store buying alcohol completely a disaster. Not my coworkers, not my boss. Like, they just all felt sorry for me. Like, oh, well, she went through a really bad breakup and, it's okay. She's going to be okay. My parent, everybody. And that lasted for a good 2 years. And then, about 2 years into that, this person came home from vacation. And in that time when he was gone, towards the end, we managed to somehow have a conversation and somehow start communicating. It was the weirdest thing ever, but I was still drinking and I was still going to see him drunk and loaded. And when he came home, the drinking got worse, surprisingly. And then COVID happened and my job sent me home to work. So people joke when they would roll out of bed in their pajamas and just throw on a shirt. Well, I was that person that rolled out of bed, just kind of fixed my hair, went into the kitchen, filled my coffee cup with vodka, sat at my computer and started having Zoom calls with people all day long, drunk. And my boss knew and my coworkers knew, but nobody said anything. They just thought I was struggling, but nobody said anything. And it was so bad that to the point where, my husband and I, we were going out every single night to the bars and meeting random people and cheersing, and it was like we were children. It was like our toy store, right? And before he could even get home from work, I was like, oh, by the way, we have plans tonight. Oh, by the way, this is our plans for the weekend. Oh, by the way, we're going to go tour all the hotels in Orange County because, that's what I want to do. And we can get really drunk and hang out in the pool and make friends with people. And we did that. And then one day he decided to come home and he said, hey, I'm going to go to detox. And I was like, what the hell is detox? Oh, okay, you should. He's like, I think I have a problem. Like, yeah, you have a problem. You're an alcoholic. You need to go get some help because you drink way too much. And I still thought I was better than him. And I didn't realize that I had a problem and I had the problem. So he did. He went to detox and I so kindly dropped him off and I so kindly went and drank. And when he came home 3 days later, I was still drinking. And I had zero desire to stop. I thought I could control my drinking. I thought drinking to black out, to wake up, to having to look at my phone and having to get videos from my son was normal. Logging into work on a Monday and not realizing what I did on a Friday and then having to read the emails and oh, I said that. Oh, I did that. I thought that was normal. And I thought it was okay because nobody ever told me that what I was doing was so wrong and that I had a problem and I needed to get help. So, my husband decided that he was going to do this thing called Alcoholics Anonymous. And I was like, you go do that. I'm going to keep drinking because I don't have a problem. And he wasn't telling me I had a problem and I didn't understand. If he's not telling me, then I don't have a problem. I'm great. And I couldn't understand why he was coming home happy. And I couldn't understand why the gloomy cloud that he used to look like with the really dark eyes and just miserable turned into bright shiny brown eyes and smiles and happiness. And he would leave and he would come back and it was he had this calm and peace inside of him. And I was like, what is happening? And so I decided to go to a meeting on a Saturday night. And it was really cool because they had really great treats. And I was like, okay, I could do this. They have food here. This is what it's about, right? There's no way all these people are sober. And then they started talking about this blue book. And I was like, this is a cult. All these people are crazy. And they started talking about God. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't do God. God's not real. I don't believe in him because if God was real, then all these bad things in my life wouldn't have happened. But I would go on Saturdays because that's what he was doing. And I was trying to support him, whether I was drinking before or not, or wanting to drink, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And then I had my 42nd birthday. And we planned to go to dinner, and I was going to keep it calm. We're just going to go to dinner with some friends. And I said, you know, do you mind if I drink? And he said, absolutely not. And all I was thinking, like, yes, I have a designated driver, right? Because before it was calling my mom, calling my son who didn't have a license, but now he's not drinking. So he's the driver. And I still to this day can't tell you what I did that night. I don't know what I said. I don't know who I hurt. I don't know how I acted. I just know that when I woke up that next morning and I looked at him and I said, good morning, there was no smile. There was no peace. And I just got a morning back. And I knew that if I went and talked to my son, that would tell me what happened. And my son was so angry and started sending me videos. So I had to get my phone, and I had to look at my phone, and I had to like start going through the pictures. And like for a tiny second, I was like, okay, maybe I have a small problem. So I'm just going to stop drinking, and I'm going to stop eating pills, and I'm going to be just fine. I don't recommend that to anybody. I was so sick, but I didn't know. I knew he went to detox, but I didn't know still like really what detox was or how to get help. So I just stopped. And I kept going to the meeting every Saturday, and I would listen to people, and I would always hear them say like, listen for the similarities. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? And so I would go and I would listen to these stories, and I'm like, oh crap, I've done that. Oh yeah, I've done that. Oh yeah, I've also said that or did this, or, you know, I was listening more. And I did that for about 6 months. And finally one day I remember coming home, and I remember telling him like, I think I have a problem, and I think I might need to try this like whole sponsor thing out. I had no idea what the hell a sponsor was, right? And I picked little pieces that I wanted out of this meeting. So the next week we went back, and these two ladies, every Saturday that I would go, they would always say to me, so when are you gonna try to work a program? And I'm like, I don't have anything wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. And they're like, okay. And they would never force it on me. Nobody would ever force it on me. And I walked up to one of those ladies and I said, hey, I think I have a problem. I'm not really sure, but I think I should get a sponsor, and I think I should kind of like dive into this and figure this out. However, I have conditions. I don't believe in God, so I'm not praying. I'm going to do some of the steps in that book, but not all of them. And like, I figure if I just show up to these meetings and I just, you know, touch elbows and like hug people, which I really didn't like to do, like don't touch me, don't hug me, don't ask me for my phone number, I'll stay sober. But I had no plans to stay sober. It was just to keep my husband because I didn't want him to leave me. And if I stayed sober for 6 months, we'll be great. Everything will be great. And I got bamboozled. Like I started going to these meetings, and I started connecting with women, and I started going to some women's meetings, and where I was able to open up, and I still had no idea that like what I was sharing with them, because I was like, I don't qualify to be here. Like, I still was like, I'm not like you. Like, I have a house and I have my kid and everything's great. And, you know, the more I went, I was like, wow, I am a mess. Like I am a full blown alcoholic, and I do everything alcoholically, like shopping, eating, like I do everything alcoholically. So I got that sponsor, and I started to work my steps, and you know, I struggled when she was like, okay, you know, you're going to start praying. And I was like, I don't know about that, you know? And, you know, she said to me, I just need you to believe something greater than yourself, and just think of them as a group of drunks. And I was like, I could do that. And, it just started to happen. Like I just started to walk through my steps with this sponsor. And I was able to write down on a piece of paper all of the shitty things that happened in my life that I was like, it's everybody else's fault that this happened and this happened and this happened and I'm perfect. So how do I have a part? But writing it down and actually putting pen to paper, I was like, wow. Like I've hurt a lot of people by my actions, you know? And I wasn't able to see that before. You know, and then I started going on these like retreats and I started like Alcoholics Anonymous became my life. And I remember one day I changed sponsors and I got a new sponsor and I was saying to her, like, I had zero plans to be here. I didn't want to be in Alcoholics Anonymous, you know? I didn't want to not ever drink again. Like, I can't understand not ever, like, I have a headache, so I'm just going to take the pill to make me better. You know? It was like I couldn't understand how people stayed sober. And then I would see these people get up and they were taking like 30 days and 60 days and 90 days and then like milestones. And I'm like, how in the hell did you get a year? You had to have drank or used within that year. Like, you're lying. And before I knew it, you know, I was getting a year. And I never thought like, you know, I would hear people talk about the promises, right? And I never thought like, I always thought like, oh, that means you're going to get a car and you're going to get a rad house and you're going to get all these materialistic things. And that's not it at all. Like, I have a sense of peace today where like, you know, my biological dad and I, we still don't talk, but I text him. And it's not a for him thing. I was telling my husband this the other day. It's not for him, it's for me. And sometimes I get a reply, and that's okay. And sometimes I don't, and that's okay too. You know, today I get to have a relationship with my son. He's 22, and I'm able to let him be a 22-year-old kid. And I had to learn in this program and with my husband that he has to have consequences, you know, and there's certain things that I can't allow in my house. And I wish that somebody would have given me the consequences from the time I was in 6th grade up until I was 42 years old. I wish, you know what I mean? So today I'm able to do that with my son. He chooses to live how he lives, and that's okay. But I don't have to have that around me at certain times. I have a relationship today with my husband who at one point we weren't together and we didn't even really like each other. And, you know, he works his program and I work my program. And then we have our marriage, right? And we don't work our program together because there's certain things I can't say or certain things I don't want to say with him present, or I just, you know, it's healthy for our relationship. I have the same job, surprisingly, 17 years. And my bosses appreciate me today. Like, I show up on time. I'm kind. I'm not cussing people out. Like, I'm on camera and I'm smiling and I'm happy. And, you know, and people have actually said like, wow, Andrea, like, you know, what's changed? You're so happy. You're smiling all the time. And I'm like, oh, okay. Has nothing to do with me. Like, I make the running joke that like, I'm still not well, you know, like I'm still not well, but because of this program, right, being able to walk through the steps that I did with the sponsor, having women around me, being able to admit that I am an alcoholic, you know, understanding that my brain's just wired different, and that's okay. And it's truly a blessing, right? Because if I was still out there drinking and using, one, I wouldn't have my husband. Two, my son wouldn't be around me. And who knows what kind of hot mess I would have been, right? And like today when my phone rings, I get to actually pick it up. And I get to be there for women who actually reach out. And it's still sometimes like shocks me that you're calling me for advice. Like, are you sure about that? You sure you want to ask me? And I'm able to give it, you know? I have women in my life who are my friends, where before I was like, what do you want from me? Why do you want to be my friend? You know, my mind is a very sometimes it's a very scary place, and like I'm able to let all that go and know that there's actually people here today that love me for me, right? I struggled in the beginning of my sobriety because people chose not to be in my life because I was sober, and I couldn't understand that. And it's okay, you know what I mean? It's okay. And today I'm like, I pray for him and I wish him well, because I actually do pray today. Very weird. You know, my husband actually laughs. He gets in my truck and he's like, "There's worship music on," and I rock out to it
Yeah.
all the time,
Right?
all the time. And he's like, "What is this?"
That's good.
You know. So today it's like my life. The promises came, right? And it's not. Yeah, you know, I have some shiny things, but who cares? Who cares about that stuff? I have like a sense of peace inside of me, where when I'm having a hot mess of a second, I have a toolkit, right? And I know how to like have that pass. I know how to pick up the phone. I know how to like I lost my dad in December. And instead of poor me or sitting, as I call it, sitting in my shit, you know, my feet knew where to go. We went to a meeting. I knew where I needed to be. It wasn't because I wanted to drink or use. I just knew where I needed to be. So, you know, my life today is it's pretty rad. I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm grateful that, you know, I walked into these rooms for my husband, not for myself, but I continue to stay for me. And I don't plan on leaving. That's all I got with you guys.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Damn.
Really good.
What
Really good.
a powerful
Yeah.
story. And I'm like sitting there reading the
I know,
comments.
me too. I didn't want to.
So powerful.
Thank you.
I mean, you can just look at the comments. Oh, your sponsee's here.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
my
yay.
sponsor. I'm super blessed.
That's rad.
You almost lose your faith in humanity just a little bit. The way she was talking, no one was telling her she's drunk, you need help. You know what I'm saying? She's at the same job for 10 years or 17
years.
Drunk there for 10 years, 12 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, but let me play devil's advocate.
Play
it. Is it her job if she's performing, and is it her job's responsibility if she's able to do her job?
No, I'm
to-
just
to
saying
look
she
out
must
for
have
her
had
daily
some
life?
few. No,
You know
all
what
I'm
I'm
saying is if I showed up fucked
I'm just
up.
saying.
Yeah.
because
All
it's
I'm
like-
saying
it's-
is when I showed up fucked up, he sent me home.
that's
Okay?
This is also
That's all I'm saying.
this is also a
We
treatment
also
center
work in
with
drug
He
and
made me
alcohol.
go home. This was like 6
Yeah.
months ago. Shane, you're slurring. You got to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
well,
okay, Chad, I'll go home. Sure, the fucker let me drive home, but that's besides the point.
way different. But I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
How did he turn that shit all around
I
onto
know.
himself? That's some funny fucking
That's,
shit.
that's
right
what I
there.
do.
What
Yeah,
an
great story, though.
absolutely
Great story.
fabulous
Wow.
story.
Yeah.
That's the power of the program,
Yeah.
right? I mean, and I saw Chuck Zamzow. He had posted. It's based on attraction rather
Yeah.
than promotion.
Right.
Sure.
And like you you ended up being attracted
Mm-hmm.
to what was happening
Mhm.
inside of those meetings,
Yeah.
Right.
which opened you up to get that willingness to find out what are they doing,
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool.
you know?
Absolutely.
And then it's the steps, man.
The old man led by example, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that was actually powerful too for him to
Yeah, bro.
Let you continue on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
just lead by example and
Totally.
not be like, "Hey, you need to go to the program
Never
too."
Yeah.
once.
You know, powerful.
The cold in the morning.
Yeah.
Morning.
That's how I knew, like when he was
Yeah.
happy or sad, like
Yeah,
with me,
right.
like it was either good morning or morning, and I was like, God, maybe I need to like figure this
Damn,
out.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
of
your
course.
story.
Yeah.
Of
So
course.
powerful.
Yeah. Amazing.
Of course.
Yeah, let's open it up.
Yeah, we got
Who do we
hands up.
who do we got? We got
And congratulations for you guys staying together through it,
Yeah.
Thank you.
because that is hard in its own. You know.
It is very
It
hard.
is.
Yes.
It is.
is that Mika?
Sure is.
Mika, you're up.
Mika.
Hi.
Alcoholic, addict, all of that. Thank you for sharing your story. The length of addiction resonates with me. Like the first thought, like my dad would just say, just don't drink. like, why do you have to drink? Don't drink. Like as I'm like leaving the house, and I'd be like, ugh, like I would like roll my eyes and like slough it off as if like it didn't apply to me. But like really, it was like that's not even the issue. Like it was kind of as if to, as if to say like it's so much more than that. Like like I'm in pain, I need help, but like I'm still not able to ask for it at that time. Like I went to a rehab in 2017, and then um yeah, like came out. That didn't stick because I didn't do anything. Like I didn't do any I went to the meetings and I sat in the back and I went outside with people who smoked the cigarettes. And then this last time around I had many more tools. I had like a packed toolkit, and knew that this was saving my life and that the detox was just the first step to like a brand new life. And I was so grateful for that to happen. Um, Finding my biological mom, like in between the 2017 and like nowish period, whatever. Um, I like found her, right? That was amazing. She spoke to me for a while and then like stopped speaking to me. And then like recently when I got sober, I like reached back out to her because I thought that was why she didn't want to talk to me. And I was like, I'm sober now. And she was like, I'm so glad you're healthy and okay. And then like blocked me. And I have like 3 older sisters and they all like blocked me. So, but I was sober this time. So did it affect me? Yes. Would I love to like go meet her one day and figure that out? Maybe. But like, anyway, um, I just wanted to also touch on, actually, let me just let everyone else talk. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone have a good night. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Mika. And Mika, it's not easy with family and that. Just stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself. Keep praying, and things will. I'm not saying they're coming back, but I'm saying you stay positive, and things are going to turn around emotionally and mentally for you. That's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Joel, you're up.
Hey everybody, Joel, grateful alcoholic and drug addict.
Yeah, you start the timer, buddy. Start the timer.
Yeah.
Why'd you give
caught
yourself
me
6
again.
6 minutes? No,
Damn.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But thank you, Andrea, for your share. You killed your 25-minute spot. I know from speaking in the past, it can be kind of nerve-wracking, and you're looking like, how much time do I have? How much time do I have? But you absolutely killed it. You're an inspiration to all of us. I'm fairly certain you shared the female version of my story. Many a times drinking and driving with the kids in the car, many a times drinking them with them at home, hiding it. So we had a ton of similarities in our story. The only similarity we didn't have, I knew I was an alcoholic. I knew the entire time, but I didn't know what to do to get help. That's one thing I really appreciate about this Recover Out Loud movement. It's inspiring to see all these people in recovery and we're talking about it out loud. Like, I'm so excited when I'm like at work or I'm at Target or I'm wherever the hell I am and the conversation of addiction comes up, because that's a moment for 2 people to bond. And we don't even have to tell our stories to know that we've been in the trenches together. Absolutely been in the trenches together. Very similar to your story. I wasn't about God. Don't come at me with that. The promises. I hated hearing that when they'd read that at the end of the meeting, because I'm like, fuck your promises. This shit ain't coming true for me. But the attraction versus promotion started working. I saw what other people had and I wanted it. And it wasn't the material shit. Sure, it's great. It's great to have a house and a car and a job and things like that. I mean, we need those things to survive. But today you can take everything I have besides this sweet ass Hopeaholic sweatshirt hoodie here.
Yeah.
And I'm completely fine. Thanks for the Hopeaholics for that. But you can have all that stuff. I'm okay with that. Take it all. I'm actually, I care so little about money and material things, and this sounds kind of silly when I'm saying it and it's coming out loud. But when I went to rehab, I had a job and I was paying child support. Well, I went on short-term disability. They don't take child support out. My son turned 18 and I finally got the bill. I owe $4,500. Tomorrow, I'm going to get a cashier's check and I'm sending that to the state of Texas, and I am free of that burden. And I'll be
That's
broke,
rad.
but I'll be okay because I have God. I have rooms like this. I've still got a job. You know, money comes back to us. It's always going to come back to us. What doesn't come back is time and relationships that we can break and lose in addiction, and I'm very fortunate. I didn't lose everything. I didn't lose a lot of relationships. I gave some of them away gladly. I still have some of my strongest supporters around, and I thank God for them every night. 3A is a huge part of my recovery. I see these folks a couple of times a week, and the amount of love and support that we have for each other, it's unmatched. I didn't have that in addiction. I had acquaintances. I didn't have friends. I had customers. I didn't have friends, and I didn't have support. The only support I had was people would hand me another shot or buy me another beer or give me another line of cocaine. All the shit I didn't need. Today I got people reaching out going, "Do you need a hand? What can I help you with?" So again, thank you all for your service. Thank you for your share. I love each and every one of you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night, and I will shut up.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joel. Hey guys, also make sure maybe you guys can throw up the 3A flyer in the chat, because they have meetings. I think every day except for Tuesday.
Yeah.
And if they do have it on Tuesday, I hope you all just come over here on Tuesday. Matt, another 3A member.
3A in the house. What's happening, family? Matt, grateful recovering addict.
Hi, Matt.
Yo, 2 motherfucking years clean today, yo.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
Damn,
Happy
this shit feels
birthday.
good. Shit feels real good. Yo, I didn't think I would get here. I really didn't, man. I really didn't. I really thought I was gonna die high, man. I'm glad it didn't happen, man, because life is pretty fucking amazing today. Like Joel was saying, man, I've just a few short months with 3A. I've acquired some wonderful friends. Like, it's a friendship I never really have experienced before. Sharing things that I really don't share, and letting shit out that I keep bottled up. And feels good. Feels real good. I mean, me and Joel kind of in the same boat, man. We spent about the same amount of time doing what we did, and a little bit of a different road, but ended up in the same place. And shit, we even got he's got the sweatshirt, but I got the t-shirt. Thank you, Shane.
Yeah, you're
Appreciate
welcome,
you,
bro.
brother.
Boom.
And really looking forward, man, to giving back, man. Got some things out in the works here in North Carolina, man, and I'm gonna really start pushing hard to help others, and try to pull them out of the trenches too, man. Because life in hell is no fun. No fun. Life in sobriety is amazing, real amazing, and I want others to experience this too. So I appreciate you guys, the Hopeaholics, man. Shane, man, I need you to keep in touch with me, man.
Yeah, I will for
really
sure.
wanna get pushed.
Yes, I'll call you next week. We'll get things going, bro.
All right, man. Really want to get a push on this, man. And I love you guys, man. Everybody, please don't give up on yourselves, man.
Happy
We can
birthday.
do this. We can all do this. Don't give up on yourselves, man. Love yourself. Love others. Smile. That shit's infectious. And That's all I got, guys.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday, brother.
Happy 2 year.
Yep. Happy 2 years,
It's a
man.
big one.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Arlen's up.
Arlen's not up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who's that? Oh,
It's
Chuck.
Chuck.
Zamzo.
Zamzo!
Get
I
over him.
didn't honestly. I
See
didn't
what
see
he was
him.
trying to do to
I
you,
didn't
Chuck?
see him there, bro.
Chuck,
See, he was
I don't
trying to
even
do,
know why you stick up for this guy.
Yeah.
Chuck.
And I
Chuck,
didn't,
he was trying to do.
I didn't
little
notice he.
daddy
It's all with
daddy.
love. It's all with
Yeah, it's
love,
all
man.
love. It's all love. It's all
I don't
love.
mind when he gives me shit. Keeps me in check. I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, don't tell him that, Chuck.
Joel, timer's not on
don't
yet. He's on the
feed the
clock, Joel.
beast.
Let's go, bro. Make it 2 minutes now. He's already talked for one.
Oh my God.
Sound like my sponsor.
We love you, buddy.
Hey, my name's Chuck. I'm an alcoholic. Grateful I woke up today instead of coming to. You know, I really resonated with that share, and I really love that share. And when you're talking, I made that comment about the traction rather than promotion. I remember that, and I say this all the time. There's 3 guys that was happy. I just seen people in there that were happy for some reason. I couldn't understand why, and I kept coming back because it was that attraction. Like, well, if they're happy, maybe I'll get that way sometime or somehow. I don't know, but the student was ready, and the teacher will appear, which was my sponsor, and I ran into him, and the relationship, you know, it flowered from there, and was able to start living a life that I never knew how to live before, and make better decisions and stuff of that nature. You know, nobody tried to sell me a vacuum cleaner when I came in. It's one of those things where I sat in there and nobody's trying to tell me what to do. Nobody's doing this. Nobody's doing that. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. But, you know, I there's so much I could say right now, but I resonated with that story a lot. And I was grateful to see my pops tonight, and grateful he's still around. So I wanted to send a shout out to Matt too, for 2 years as well. It's monumental, and just keep on that journey, because it's no destination. And even when my ass falls off, I hit a meeting. Even when my ass turns to gold, I still hit a meeting. And I heard that towards the end of your share. And my buddy Big Bob said that to me one day, and that's a line that sticks with me. And I went through things where it wasn't so good. I hit a meeting. Even when things were going great, I still showed up. The part of that suiting up and showing up and helping the next person. And that's all I got.
Amazing.
Thanks, Chuck.
Chuck.
Facts right there. I mean,
Yeah.
we got loaded. We got loaded when we were happy. We got loaded when we were sad. Got
All
to
the
chase our
time.
recovery just like we chased our drug. Arlen?
Arlen's up. I think Arlen's new.
Arlen.
I don't know if it's the shadow, but Arlen looks like she works out. I don't know if it's a shadow, but it looks like she's got pipes
me.
there. Oh, I'm sorry.
Show us your guns.
You
Show us the
know,
guns.
Show us the guns.
Just a quick one.
Yeah.
There we go. That's what we're talking about.
You know, that's a major part of my story. I mean, I'm only 43 and a half now, and when I guess, 21, I attempted suicide for like the 5th time, and I had been alcoholically drinking since I was about 12 years old. And it took me another 10 years to get sober, to try and get sober while I was trying. And I went to a meeting, and, I was boo-hooing and crying and saying, I think I might be one of these people who
Oh.
just can't get it. And I said, I've tried everything. I've been to the meetings, I've been to the psych wards, I've been to detox, I've been to rehab. At that point, I was anorexic, and I couldn't walk or speak or anything. And I but I could get those words out. And someone said something to me. They said, be honest with yourself. Have you really tried? Have you really been giving your everything? and for the first time in my life, and for some reason it took me 20 years to realize this. I was like, no, I really have been trying everything, giving my all, and at that moment, I just, I, I went all in and I dedicated myself, and that's. I started working out. I started trying to change everything, and about I guess it was 6 years later, I found out I also had ataxia, and so that I realized that's why I've been having so many more physical issues. And part of me thought, well, this is it. I'm done. I'm just giving up. But the bigger part of me thought, I know how great life can be. And I made a commitment to this, and I, no matter what, I'm gonna see it through. And it's, well, I think that that little fire that dies down to just a spark, and a lot of people to struggle with alcoholism. Once it starts to grow, it can just, it explodes, and there's no turning back. And you go 100% and to sobriety, and you know there are the small moments that you might want to give up, but and when you see, like, the name Hopeaholics, when you see the hope in someone who has 2 years and someone that's going into detox, when you see that, it gives you hope as well. Thanks.
Nice.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much
sharing.
for sharing. Wow, I see. Just this is it, bro. No matter what you're fucking going through, you gotta keep going, no matter what.
Yep, no
No
matter
matter
what.
No
what.
matter what.
Don't give up 5 minutes
up.
before the miracle happens.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite,
Arlen.
favorite sayings. Lisa, you're up.
Lisa F.
Hey everybody, my name is Lisa and I'm an alcoholic.
Hi,
Hi,
Lisa.
Lisa.
Oh,
Hi.
Hi.
It's truly a blessing to be here. Andrea, you did a phenomenal job as always. Um, for those that don't know, Andrea is my sister-in-law, and
Oh wow,
it's truly been
that's
it's been an
amazing.
honor to be able to see her, man, from before to where she currently is,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
all that has transpired, and the the true transition of the woman that you are today is phenomenal, and it gives me a lot of hope, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you have 3 days, 3 years, 17 years, 20 years, right? Like, as long as we all focus on these 24 hours, that's all
yes.
that counts, right? Like,
Mhm.
my brother talks about it, just getting through, from 12 to 12, you know what I mean? Like, as long as I
That's
lay
it.
my head down
Yeah.
at night without anything in my system, I'm going to wake up sober,
Mm.
like when I open my eyes, and that's, I just keep it simple, like, it's great to be on this platform, and Hopeaholics, like, it's a dope name, and what you guys are doing is great, you know and reading all the comments, man, like, it just shows like God was definitely speaking through you, Drea. you
Thank
know
you.
um congratulations to the gentleman that celebrated 2 years, man. Like, that's it's phenomenal, man.
It's a big
you
deal.
know um Anybody that's newer than me, man, just give yourself a chance, just stay in today, right? Like, even me, with the amount of time that I have, right? Like, Andrea, you have taught me, you have been an example with losing your dad, first, and then in January, me losing my dad. Like, I did the same thing, like, literally go straight to a meeting,
Yep.
like a wreck, but go
Mm.
straight to a meeting, right? Like, and I just respect your vulnerability today. I know it's hard, and it's great. You know what I mean? Just Keep doing what you guys are doing. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I'll tell
Great,
you what-
great,
I want
great
to say
share.
something.
You say it.
I just want to
say
say,
it.
like, that right there is a testimony of the powerfulness of the program, because that's your sister-in-law right there.
Right.
And you led by an example, and that's what it's about, because obviously, you know, family is everything to me. And so to have, like, your husband's sister being able to show up, obviously, to a meeting, you know, that she had to log online to
Right.
listen to you speak. I mean, that just goes to show that you are doing the deal. You are doing the program, and it's obviously people that love you can see that.
Yeah, yeah. And it's one thing showing up to the meeting. It's another thing having that smile on her face when she's talking about you.
Yeah.
And you saw nothing but pure fucking love.
Yeah.
And respect and pride. You know what I'm saying? So kudos for you, man.
Thank you.
That's huge. That's nice. That's what it's all about right there.
Right.
That's it.
Is that Nikki Rendell right there about to speak? What?
I believe Nikki.
It says Nikki.
It says
I don't
Nikki.
see Nikki though.
I don't see her
I don't see
either.
Nikki.
There's going to be a lot more of her when we do see her. You know?
Nikki.
Hi guys.
Hi, Nikki.
There you are.
Hey,
How you feeling?
I'm in Target, so that's why my camera's off. I also just don't look presentable at the moment, but I wanted to come on here and just kind of check in and say I've been coming to this meeting for a few weeks now, and like consistently, and I've like raised my hand a few times and then like chickened out. I don't know why, but I'm just like, I was in Target and I saw like some baby clothes, and like I picked them up off the shelf and I put them in my cart. And like that sounds like not a big deal, but like it's just crazy to me that I'm here and that we're about to have a baby in like 6 weeks, and that I don't have to worry about adding baby clothes to my cart, because then I'm not going to have money for substances or anything like that. And you know, my anxiety's been a little high lately, but it's mostly nerves and excitement, and it's just, I know I wouldn't have any of this if it wasn't for my sobriety. And like, full disclosure, my meeting attendance has been super low. I've been working quite a bit lately. I'm almost worked out, but I'm just really grateful for where I'm today, and it's just like mind blowing. I don't know if I'm making sense, but it's just like really crazy to be here and be getting ready to bring a baby home, and know that that's because I'm sober. And so I just appreciate everything you guys are doing, and I've been cheering you on from afar, and I appreciate the support. I hear you guys in the beginning of the meeting when I pop on, and it means a lot. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Thanks, Nikki.
yeah, thanks, Nikki. I'm glad you didn't chicken out tonight, and congratulations on the new baby coming.
I'm
Hey.
like wondering why she's chickening out because like I
it's
know
scary.
I know Nikki. She has been on the podcast. Actually, she is only one of 2 guests that have ever been here twice. So Nikki, congratulations on the baby. And
Thank you.
it's a big deal.
She
Like
has gained a few pounds.
it's a big deal though that for Nikki. So if you guys just please go back watch
Just
Nikki's
saying.
podcast.
No, I'm just saying.
No, every day,
What?
every day. That's why
Oh, I'm
I just,
sorry.
Like,
I'm sorry.
Nikki, you look great.
You look beautiful. But we
And
can't see you.
we're
but-
proud of you.
Yeah.
And you guys go check out her podcast. It's on YouTube and
Yeah,
Spotify.
yeah.
It's a really good one.
It is.
Both of them.
Both.
All right.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Jonda? I
Jonda.
don't think I've ever heard that name before. Jonda.
Yes.
What do you mean?
what? Yeah.
I'm just
Jonda, you've been on
Yeah,
before,
I'm
right?
just-
You shared like
Yeah,
last
she
week or
has.
the week
I'm
before.
grinding you guys because it's a different name. I wanted to say something.
No.
Oh, you guys, just you know what? You're battling me today. Hi,
I'm
Jonda.
John. I'm an addict.
Hi, Jonda.
Go after
Jonda.
Shane if you want.
Yeah, please do.
Please don't.
It's okay, Shane.
Thanks.
A lot of people say they never heard my name
She's
before,
Southern. She can't. She's Southern. She can't be mean.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
you
you
can.
want to
Yeah.
bet?
Yeah.
You don't. Yeah,
You're
that's
tripping.
that's wrong. You
Yeah.
piss off a
Wrong.
Southern girl, you're
All
fucked.
right.
Yeah.
All right. All
You're
right.
getting shot.
You're in big trouble.
All right. All right.
So, Andre, I really, enjoyed your sharing a lot of relatable things. You know, I didn't start using drugs and till after I had my son, and I was in a domestic relationship, and I got addicted to pain pills. I always drank, but before I had him and after I had him through college, but I finished my degree and I was working and I had my own home, my own car, a single mom. I was doing the damn thing by myself, and so it wasn't a problem, right? You know, I didn't think it was, and I started using pain pills and to cope with mental and physical abuse that I went through. And that still wasn't a problem. Like, I still had my job, my car, I still had my kid, like, with no help. Nobody was helping me do the thing. And I had gotten shot, and I had gotten off pain pills by myself. Like, I worked my way up to bigger Roxy's and Opanas, and I'm like, I just come home one day and I don't know what it was. Like, I didn't work any program. I'm just like, you know, I'm not going to do this anymore. Like, I can't afford this. I got a son. I can't rely on this thing. So I laid down for 5 days, and I just, on the 5th day, I could function. I felt okay. I got shot 6 months later, and I relapsed. And 2 months later, I was addicted to fentanyl. And that happened until February the 27th, 2024. It wasn't a clean date this year. And it never was a problem until I was sick. And I was like, what is this? You know, like, a year before I got clean, I found out what sick was. I had lost my job after I'd gotten shot. Went through some really dark things. I lost my mom, my job. I got my kid's father come in and took joint custody after 10 years of me having him. I just went through a whole lot, and I'm like, I got a problem, you know. I got a problem, and I'm not as fortunate as you. I lost everything, but starting back over. I have my kid now. My charges got dropped, and I'm working on getting back to work with my degree and getting back on my feet. And currently I'm living with my father and my stepmom. My father's not here as much, but he's an alcoholic, a functioning alcoholic addict. Has been his whole life. He's 63. A lot of people's like, is that not a trigger for you? And it's not really, you know, he does aggravate me, but like, life's a trigger, right? So, I just hope I can be like your husband was to you and be a lot, you know, like, I come out of rehab, and my sister seen me. She's never been an addict, but as soon as she seen me, she was just like cried. She was like, I just can't believe the glow on your face. Like, I can't believe the way you look right now, Jonda. And, I never seen myself as looking bad, but I mean, I did go back and look at my mugshot, and I was going to die, but you just don't see that in active addiction. And I knew I felt better coming out of treatment, but not only her, multiple people see me, and it's just like, they're like, it's just like the old you. You sound brand new. You look brand new. And I hope that I can be a lot to my dad, you know, to do better, because he has all the things, all the money, a house on the lake, boats, jet skis, and he just doesn't see that he has a problem, and he does, and it's starting to affect his health. So I just pray and hope that me working this program and staying sober, I can be a lot to him. And your share really blessed me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jonda. I'm gonna guess Siobhan.
Really? I was thinking.
Hi. It is Siobhan.
Wow,
yes.
you fucking good, Chad.
But,
No, Jennifer had put it up in the chat earlier. She's like sounded it out, so
yeah,
I'm not
it's
as good as you think.
everybody just calls me Chevy.
Chevy.
And I apologize. I am going to be 50 in about 4 weeks here. I don't know how to get my video going. I am, you know, too old for TikTok, but too young for Life Alert. So I'll figure that out next time. I just celebrated 7 years of sobriety in February.
Hell yeah.
Good for you.
I just wanted to kind of pop in and talk about being diligent about what's happening with your mind, with things that are going on, because sometimes it's not always about just, you know, picking up or using, or, you know, our drug of choice, or, you know, mine was alcohol. But recognizing times when your ass is on fire. You know, I may have 7 years of sobriety, but last summer, I began to recognize that I was surrounding myself with chaos. I was taking on way too much. I was putting so much on my plate. At one stage, I realized that I had gone from a size 8 to a size 0. I was 98 pounds. And I realized that just my ass was on fire. It had been a while since I had stepped into any rooms or done any meetings. And there was just some part of me that said, you know, you're trying to destroy yourself because it's the only control you have. Something's going on, and it's time to revisit the steps. It's time to get back with the program. And so I did, and it really kind of helped me identify a lot as far as the folks I was surrounding myself with not making space for me and my sobriety. And you know, so over the last year, I've learned that put your sobriety first. Pay attention to who you're surrounding yourself with. If your ass is on fire, it doesn't matter what meeting you go to. I think this is my 4th or 5th meeting with you guys, and I really enjoy doing this every Tuesday night. But make sure you're protecting your sober space and really leaning into that and making that room for yourself first and foremost. You know, someone said to me once, it doesn't matter what meeting you go to. At the end of the day, we should all be in Gamblers Anonymous, you know, because with drug addiction, it can be a one and done deal. For us alcoholics, you know, you pick up those keys and you drive, you're gambling. I just at 7 years to harm myself, not necessarily with substances, but with bad patterns. I want everybody to make it as far as I have and just be diligent. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
She's got a point there with patterns and bad habits. You can get, you know, lazy on your recovery.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You never want to get stagnant.
No.
Never want to get stagnant. Got to be diligent every single day, man. That's my brain, my disease is out to get me.
Alicia
Roses.
Hi, everyone. Alicia, alcoholic, addict. I wasn't going to share, but my son actually walked by and I was going to, like I said, and he said, you won't surpass your fear if you don't do it.
Wow.
Wow.
And he's 10.
Nice.
And I think just in that the promises do come true.
Wow.
You know, I'm very relatable, Andrea. When I first got sober, I mean, my entire life, no one told me no. I could do whatever I wanted. No one could say anything, all the way down to the tumbler cup at school.
Yep.
You know, I could, you know, talk to other moms and tell them, even when going to like parks and things like that, oh, just, take your Starbucks tumbler cup, just fill it up. You're fine. They don't check them. It wasn't until I was 29 and got a DUI in stage 4 that it like kind of hit me. And then even now that I'm into like my 2nd year of sobriety, you know, it's constantly working my recovery, because if not, I'll always find an excuse. Like that's my addict brain, where no matter what I'm doing, I'm like, oh, it's my cirrhosis. I can't go in. I don't need to. I have to do this. I need rest. I have to do everything else but work my recovery. So I just love this space and what you guys are trying to create. So I just wanted to reach out and say that as well, because it is wonderful what we see here, also like in AA as well, because a DUI is what brought me into the room, but the promise is what keeps me staying. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
That's exactly it, right?
Yeah.
I love that how she ended
Yeah,
that,
that was
man.
good.
Right?
That was good.
The promises are what keep me in.
sure.
Yeah.
Angela.
Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Thank
Angela.
you for all of your shares. Thank you for the story. I need you guys more than anything right now in my life. And I have a lot I could share, but I'll keep coming back. But for me, my problem with my drinking, I'm an alcoholic. I've never touched drugs because unfortunately, I might be losing my father because he was a drug addict that started snorting cocaine at, I think it was 12 years old. And His heart's now starting to fail because he's got holes in his heart from doing too much blow. He lost his smell very young. And watching him do that is why I've never touched cocaine ever in my life, and I never will. Like, I have a very wealthy friends. It's a very attainable drug to get. And they ask me, so I don't want to talk politics in the room, but I have a friend who I hope to help him be perhaps one of our US presidents. And he's down at Mar-a-Lago right now. And we have to do this ourselves. Nobody can help us get sober. I had my friend try to help me get sober, and I must have a hell of a good body or something, because I ended up at Hoag Hospital sicker than a dog, and they couldn't help me because they didn't have any beds. So if you guys, Hoag Hospital here in Newport, because they didn't have enough beds for people that were really sick. But here I come in there, and they treated me very well, because even the nurses said, we need to stop drinking. Like, I go home and I have a drink and I don't think about it. And today I was happy. I just poured out a bottle of red wine because I don't need it. I don't need it. It's killing me. And my problem is my intelligence. And I feel like many of you in this room are just very intelligent. And we try to shut our brain off, and we think that the alcohol is going to help when it does the complete opposite. And so I want to thank you all today, because I needed this meeting. I need this group. I need you people in my life, because you're good humans, and I appreciate all of you. And I want to say thank you, because I've been sick all day long and I can't stop getting sick, but I have to make my way to meet more people so that we can make real change, because alcohol created us to be sheeps. Humans created it. That's why the book exists, for a reason, because we wanted to cope with stuff. And instead it does the complete opposite. It feels good, like you guys say. We all relate to the same thing, but we can't make this world a better place if we keep doing drugs and alcohol. Because I don't know if you guys watch news ever, but some kids were drunk in LA and they shot a bunch of the kids at the party. It was terrible. I don't like to know those secrets and things that are said, but that just shows you how addiction is not good, and how we do dumb shit when we drink. We do it, and that's what it's there for. So I appreciate you all. I love you all. Thank you for having me here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And do me a favor. Send your phone number or your email.
I will.
Send it to the Instagram, not on here, but onto the
Okay.
private Instagram. I'll give you a buzz. We're local. We'll call you. We'll talk to you. We'll help you go through your stuff. We're here for you.
Yeah. And I hope I can help move the needle a little bit more.
You're damn right you will.
I love it. Thank you.
That's why we love fucking Shane. We put up with all the other bullshit for that right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Shane has got a heart of gold, you guys.
Yeah,
You guys have no idea.
Yeah, we'll get you through the other side. Don't
he
keep
says
fucking
dumb
worrying.
shit sometimes.
I like
but
saying dumb shit.
I know.
I like it.
It's what makes your character.
Right?
Yeah.
Shit.
So,
Great fucking meeting.
Great meeting,
Great
guys.
meeting. Great
Thank you
speaker.
guys all
Holy
so
smoke.
much. For real though, 48 people did not leave before the miracle happened.
Yeah.
48 people. At one point, we were up to 61 people
were.
on the
We
Zoom
were.
meeting. That's
It was a
pretty
big
cool to
night.
me.
Big night.
Especially because when we started it, it was just me and Shane on the Zoom, and nobody showed up.
No one showed up.
No, that's not true.
There
but-
was 4 people.
there
was like 4 or 5 people.
I think there was like 6. Nikki, I think, was one of them
Yeah,
too. So
yeah.
shout out to Nikki again. Thank you guys for showing up for us and for yourselves every single week. This meeting is so important to the Hopeaholics. Y'all are part of our family. Really quick, I think I said it at the beginning, but I want to just say it one more time. The Hopeaholics website, new website, will be up on Thursday, so check it out. We'll probably go live for a little bit on Thursday. So
We're selling stuff.
Come hang out with us. We sell
we're
stuff,
selling
but
stuff.
like when we sell stuff, we're selling it to help other addicts get into
all the money comes back to the kitty.
into treatment.
Yeah.
So that's what we're all about. Anything else? Oh, Natalie had to leave. She had to go to a 12-step meeting because
she says
one of her friends is taking 7 years tonight or
Yeah,
6
good
years
for
tonight.
her.
So she ran out. Really quick, everybody, turn on your cameras.
Yeah, we're gonna
we're gonna
We're gonna dance.
Dance it out.
Yeah, this is what we do to be pretty.
Everybody got their hands up in the air?
Hands up. Let's go. Come on,
All right,
guys.
let's
on
go.
the
Let's
couch.
go. Let's go.
What's going on over there? What the hell's going on? I wanted a video of the dance.
We got we had 3 people on the couch and not one of them were dancing.
No.
I mean,
No.
they're pretty
Too cool. The
they're
fucking
pretty
dance. There we
go.
There we go.
All right, guys. God,
Grab me the serenity.
to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Amen.
See you guys next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.